right, boys. You clap.
Now go ahead. You got it.
I want to get one of the.
I'll get you one for
takes.
Christmas.
Yeah, what is that?
that'd be
What is that
perfect.
called?
Like a director take
we
or
can
something
ride
like
on
that.
episode.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that is what that's for. Do you know that?
For the
That
sound timing.
That smack is
Yeah,
to
I get
line the
that. Yeah, it
video and
makes
audio
sense.
up. Yeah.
It's cheaper.
Someday.
It's cheaper just with your hands, though.
yeah, for sure.
That's what
Someday.
they used to do.
Yeah. Someday when we make it big, we'll get boom. Is it boom mics? BOOM?
I don't even know.
The ones from the top?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those boom mics.
It's not boon.
Boom. I think it's boom.
Boom.
Are you hanging from the ceiling?
Are you saying pan? Pan. Yeah, you hang them from the ceiling, then we can sit in like couch comfortable.
Oh, okay. I've seen
You
some.
know?
I've seen some
Yeah.
YouTube podcasts with
Right?
guys where
Yeah.
it does.
Can
Those
we
are
get
cool.
multiple cameras?
Okay. I'm not very good from
People-
the side, so.
No, we get it right where we want it. Right where we want it. Yeah, we'll get it. Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
awesome.
We need about 15 sponsors before that happens.
Oh, or a biggin, or a biggin, or a biggin. Yeah, yeah, or a biggin. All right, boys, how y'all doing?
Fantastic.
Good. I'm cold,
Good.
man.
Man, we didn't. I guess we
Winter.
jumped. Yeah, we jumped fall.
It's
Yeah.
coming back.
Yeah, I think it is. Next week is supposed to be nice, but
Yeah.
man,
This is the up and down. Was it 38 today?
Yeah.
Something like that.
yeah, it's supposed to be like bottom out at like 28, 29 sometime this week.
It's kind of a bummer. It's gonna be a nice chilly Halloween.
Yeah.
Usually, which when you guys hear this, it'll be a couple of days past Halloween. But Halloween sometimes we could be sweating.
I know. I prefer to be a little chilly on Halloween.
Yeah,
than
for
sweating.
sure. Maybe not 20 though.
No, not like freezing, but you know this.
Nice
I like to
40s.
know it's fall.
Like a nice 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, crisp night.
Even 50 would be okay.
Yeah, 50. No wind.
Yeah, no wind.
That's the kicker.
You guys are amateurs with
Yeah.
the stuff. I mean, what do you want, Christmas at 50 as well? Or?
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
good with that.
Yeah, I just
What are you, a
watched.
polar bear?
I just watched
I'm wearing
snow.
shorts right now. You guys aren't wearing shorts?
No.
No, man, I
Oh,
got long
geez.
socks on and
Me
everything.
too. Long socks up to my. Well, we don't want to talk about that. Yeah, let's keep this clean.
Yeah.
Let's keep this clean, Lucas. All right. Well, yeah, it is cold. We've kind of shifted into the end of October. So in the spirit of Halloween, yeah, that's right. Ooh, we probably
Evil
have
spirit,
some. I
yeah.
don't know which button it is, but yeah. Speaking of the spirit of Halloween, let's talk some candy, boys.
Do it.
Top
Yeah.
3, but let's go like this would be not the little candies. This is top 3 candy bars. Our top
Candy bars.
3
Yeah.
candy bars.
Well, some
Yeah.
cane bars are better than the mini, but
Oh, you know what? Just one little bite. You're right. As a matter of fact, one on
Yeah.
my list is better in that version.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in my opinion.
Too much?
Yeah, yeah, and I'll tell you
Overpowering.
why.
the
But yeah,
ratio is better. But anyways,
Oh,
Top
oh,
3.
the ratios.
Top 3
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
candy bars.
introduced in 1936. This crunchy peanut butter crunch layer covered in milk chocolate. It's from a Hershey's company, Fifth Avenue,
Okay,
and it's better if it's in the freezer. It's not frozen, but chilled.
man, I like this serving suggestion. I
There
like
you
it.
go. Fifth Avenue chilled.
What's
What
in the Fifth Avenue? Because I think I've heard.
Layers of crunchy peanut butter.
Okay,
Yeah,
So
there
is
you
it
go.
like kind of like a
It's a crunch. Gives you a crunch.
like what is those like a nutty bar? You know what I'm talking about? Like the wafer kind of
It's
crunch.
crunchier than that.
That's a.
Oh.
What's that? What is that?
But those are
thing's
better
called?
chilled
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah. Chill. You said freezer, but chilled would be like fridge.
Well, you put it in the freezer, but you don't want to get it frozen. You don't want it
Okay,
frozen,
okay.
but you want it colder than the refrigerator.
Oh,
to
Okay,
get you.
I fair.
all
That's
right,
fair.
all right.
I like
Yeah.
that. I'm with you.
Specific. Cool.
There you go.
There's a lot of things that are better frozen. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, grapes.
Anyway, I like that. Grapes.
That-
Pop-Tarts, believe it or not.
Oh, I've never
Try it out.
I've not
Okay.
done.
Try it out. Don't question me. Try it out.
Go ahead.
Okay. I trust your word.
All right. Well, my number 3. Hang on, I got it written down here. I was gonna make sure. Take 5.
Yeah.
The Take
Mhm,
5. So
mhm.
it's got pretzel, caramel, Reese's peanut butter,
Mm-hmm.
all wrapped up in chocolate. Now, I'm not the biggest chocolate fan, but that salty sweet concoction is quite delicious.
Is that kind of like a whatchamacallit?
I'm
or is
not
that completely
sure.
different?
I'm not a big chocolate guy, so I don't chase the chocolate dragon very often.
Yeah.
So you'd have to tell me, but I do know that Take 5,
Yeah.
good. I'm in. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I like.
That's my number 3.
I like sweet and salty.
That's a
Yeah,
good
sweet
one.
and
That's a
salty.
good one.
Sweet and
All right.
salty. Yeah.
I don't need to really describe mine, but Payday. That's my number 3.
It's a good one.
Love
Sounds
it.
good.
That is a good
Same,
one.
same thing. Sweet and salty.
Yep. Yeah, no chocolate.
Yeah, no chocolate.
Yeah.
Love
a
all the
winner.
peanuts in it.
It's a winner.
Yep.
That's a good one. That's
a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
You guys didn't do your history on your candy bars here?
I did
No,
not.
I
I do
did- yeah,
appreciate that,
yeah,
though.
I do.
I do appreciate that.
All right, this one's traced back to the mid-'60s.
To the Incan civilization.
This was made by Cadbury, so you know it's going to be pretty
Like
fantastic.
the Easter eggs.
Yeah. I didn't choose those because those are, not a candy bar, but I would have. It's chocolate infused with caramel or caramel, whatever you want to say.
Depends
This
where you're
is
from.
the
Caramel.
What?
It's caramel.
That's like pecan versus pecan.
You guys are ruining I was building this up.
Sorry,
and you
sorry.
guys-
Go, let's go. I'm sorry. Go.
All right.
Yeah.
Carmelo bar.
Oh,
You ever had
yeah.
that?
yeah, it's very rich.
Very rich. Comes in like 4 little, break them off sections.
Oh yeah,
It's good stuff.
I'm not a fan.
of the break off.
It's my list, so
It's too much chocolate.
Well,
I'm pretty bad about that.
you don't have to eat it.
This is why
I didn't bring it.
This is why candy bars are tough because
They're all chocolate.
they're majority chocolate. Yeah.
See, my parents ran concession stands for the high school for like 30 years, so,
so-
I know a lot of these candy
Yeah,
bars
yeah,
and
Yeah.
temperatures.
Intimately.
Yeah.
Intimately. I got you.
Trial and error on testing here.
Okay.
Trial and error.
Well,
Like
my number
it.
2 has some chocolate on it, but it's classic. Not really a description needed. I don't know. Mars Company probably. 1923. I don't know.
You can't be making stuff up.
I did make that up. You're right. I made that up. Just trying to fit in. Snickers. I like it.
Classic.
Sorry.
It's not too much chocolate.
Yeah.
It's got a very awesome flavor. And this one is the one where the tiny little
Yeah, the
bite-sized
minis,
one.
huh?
Tiny or mini? Because those are two different things. If you wanna go-
Are there two different?
Tiny is like a bite. Mini is like two tinies.
It's a little bit bigger?
Yeah.
Like a fun size?
That's a mini.
Oh, man.
Or a fun
I think I
size.
like the one that's just a bite.
Me too.
Okay.
Just pop it right in your mouth.
Usually your kids get a lot of those in their Halloween baskets.
Yeah.
So those are easy to grab real quick. and-
Yeah. I feel like the calories stay low. I guess if
Yeah.
you eat 10 of them,
Yeah,
it
they
doesn't
really-
really help you. So, yeah, that's my number 2. I like it, man. Also, is great with vanilla ice cream. The Snickers.
Oh,
is
yeah.
great with vanilla ice
Now
cream.
they make a Snickers ice cream bar.
They do.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I've had that.
fantastic.
It is pretty
It's
good, actually.
Pretty solid.
Pretty-
Yeah,
it's
you're
pretty
right.
good.
That is solid. All right.
And
That's
I
my
think
number
they have the best commercials.
2. They have the best commercials.
true.
Yeah.
Those
so
are.
that's another point for Snickers.
Feeling hungry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I like that. Those are funny. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I'm going with Almond Joy.
Okay.
Made in 19, I'm not sure, but I love coconut and chocolate. So I'm going with the Almond Joy. And I like the one with the nuts in it, too.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
I bet you do.
Sure do.
Almond
that-
Joy, what's the other one? Is that the blue wrapper? Almond Joy blue wrapper?
Yes. Yeah, I think there's one without nuts.
Mounds. Almond Joy.
Yeah.
I don't
I
eat-
can't remember which one doesn't have
It's not a
nuts in
candy
it,
bar
but-
if it has fruit on it, but whatever.
Fruit.
What is coconut? Is that a fruit?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but I mean, it's inside.
I think it's a nut.
I'm not eating it, so go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm glad you didn't bring that one.
Yeah.
I'm allergic
Oh,
to coconut.
Are you seriously? Or you
Serious?
just don't like it?
And that's just what I say. Yeah.
I like a
Dude,
little
I love
coconut,
coconut.
but I'm not a huge fan.
I like the flavoring. Like if you do a snow cone or something
Yeah.
like that, I'll eat it. But the texture is
Huh.
What's Tiger's Blood? What flavor is that? What's
probably coconut. I don't know.
is it? I like that.
I don't
like
know.
that.
All right. That's a good choice, Anthony.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. In the great year of 1994, Hershey's came out with a cookies and cream candy bar.
Oh, yeah.
And that is
Oh,
my
yeah, yeah,
favorite of all time.
That's like pretty new.
That
Pretty
is
new.
new.
In the annals of-
1994.
Man.
What is it? Is it chocolate coating?
No, it's
It's white
It's like
chocolate.
white cream chocolate.
Oh,
with-
does it- does
it's like
it-
cookies and cream ice cream, only
Does
in a
it
candy
look
bar.
like a normal Hershey bar, but it's white with the cookies in it?
Exactly.
Like little bricks.
Yeah.
You,
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
You've not had one of those?
Yeah. I didn't know.
It'll refresh your memory.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. Still very chocolate.
They are good. I remember having those as a kid.
We are talking about candy bars.
I know.
And we
This
think
is the
candy
problem.
bars, you think of chocolate.
I know. That's why it's tough. All right.
Go
Fruit
ahead.
bars.
My number one.
Yeah. Starburst.
Starbucks. Candy bars, Skittles. I like Skittles. That doesn't count. No.
No.
Mentos. All right. I like number one. This is my favorite. I actually really like this thing. There's a couple of reasons. Payday. Anthony's
Yep.
number 2?
3.
Number 3. Salty sweet, super tasty, very trail friendly. Your hands don't get messy.
Yeah.
It's fabulous. The only one thing is a bummer is the peanuts will fall off sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't
Now,
like
what's
that.
the
It's kinda
difference
sticky to your
between-
teeth, too. A little bit.
Yeah, that's
What's the difference
that's-
between a Baby Ruth and a Payday?
no chocolate.
Yeah, payday.
So
Yeah.
Baby Ruth has chocolate on top?
Yeah.
It might be the same thing with chocolate on it.
I think
Okay.
it is.
Yeah.
All I think of Baby Ruth is
Goonies.
Caddyshack.
Oh, I think of Goonies. Baby Ruth. Yeah, that's what I think of. But yeah, Caddyshack works too. Yeah. Yeah.
Bill Murray eats it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I
Classic.
forgot about that. But yeah, that's it, man. It's
good.
I like a
that's-
Baby Ruth, yeah.
the Payday. You can get them in the Not the single bite, the whatever you call the double
Mini?
shot. Yeah, the mini.
Double shot, yeah.
The fun.
amateurs.
Now you're
fun
talking
size.
my language. I know
Yeah,
what you're saying there.
that goes in a pack like on the mountain bike or whatever. Super easy, good, energy, tasty. I love those. Those are good.
Yeah.
You don't like the king size?
Maybe.
I mean, that's a little too much.
That's
It's
a
too much,
lot.
yeah. That's too
you
much.
get 4 Reese's cups. I'm like, it's quite a bit.
Dang.
Yeah.
That
You guys-
is a lot.
Or
You
2
guys would make
Snickers
fun of the candy that
Yeah,
that I
there's-
pack.
I hope
It's-
so.
It's a little more healthier than
No,
the
my
normal
non-sugar.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
get
get it Costco though, but it's super good.
That's not candy.
It is candy. It's super good. Super.
What do you
super
pack?
tasty.
Water?
Yeah. Duh.
That's good.
Drink Gatorade. It's bad for you.
All
All
right,
right,
man.
my number one. Technically not a bar, but I don't really care. Reese's peanut butter cups. They
Yeah,
are
I think it
for
counts.
sure
It counts.
my favorite. I love peanut butter. Always have peanut butter and chocolate. That is my weakness on Halloween on my kids' basket
Mm-hmm.
because it's so tasty. I love peanut butter on anything though. Actually, almond butter now as I've gotten older, but peanut butter still solid.
Yep.
I still like peanut butter better. I do eat almond butter, but peanut butter is
Yeah,
definitely
it's
better.
good.
Yeah.
It's good.
So just like Lucas's suggestion on the freezer for, what was it?
Pretty much all candy bars.
All candy
but
bars.
Yeah,
The Reese's in the freezer is
I haven't tried that either.
money.
it is.
I don't know if I put any candy in the
What?
freezer
You
before.
need to start it.
I don't
Yeah,
eat that much
that's right,
candy,
man.
but
I don't either.
It's Halloween.
I don't either
Here-
anymore, but
But when
here
you
soon I will.
try it,
I'll have to throw some in
I
there.
think also like it kind of like tones down like the richness a bit for some reason. I don't know why.
and it's
I don't
not
know
as
why.
messy either.
Oh, there you go.
Bingo.
It gives you a little more maybe crunch.
Yeah.
You know. To
Well, and the Reese's
I don't know.
peanut butter doesn't like get solid. It's got a nice. It's great. You got to try it.
I'll try it.
Yeah, you
I'll
gotta
try it this
Yep.
Halloween.
Yeah, they also have good commercials. Just with the voiceover with Batman, Will Arnett, whatever. That's fun. Anyway, all right.
Like it.
Well, candy bars, guys. Go try some. They're delicious. Speaking of Halloween and scary,
Wow.
this is the only thing
Go
I
ahead.
can feel like leading into
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
We got some big current event going on
We do?
in the world, and we thought we would our expert analysis because that's what this podcast is about. Hard hitting expert news analysis. Everyone. Thought we discussed
We just tell it how it is. That's what we do.
we tell it how it is.
how it is.
the Israel, how you say it?
Hamas.
Hamas.
You said Israel correctly. That was
I
good.
said Israel correctly. The Israel Hamas conflict. I don't even
Yeah.
know if I'd call it. It's not like a war necessarily. Well, I guess maybe they
Go ahead.
declared war, didn't?
Yeah, I think
Israel?
they did.
Yeah,
I think Israel
did.
declared war.
Okay, so war. So I mean, it's a big deal. People are talking about it. I have a couple of thoughts on what has my thought process around it. But yeah, let's see what you got.
Go
man.
ahead. You go ahead and start. You're the one that
Well-
said you did some research on.
Yeah, I did.
Israel.
I mean, I just went and looked at. So Israel became like a state coming off the heels of World War II, right?
Yep.
I think we
48.
all, to give them a homeland, especially coming off the persecution by the Nazis. I think that was something I just kind of went and looked at. And what I really wanted to see is this can't be the first time that these guys in Israel have tussled, right? Like I just couldn't imagine.
Yep.
So I went and checked that out, and so what I found was they have fought like 5 wars since 2006. So in less than 20 years, and this might be number 6 actually. This might, or 5, I can't remember. I looked it up. So they've actually fought 5 previous times. I don't have all those written down, but some of them are short lived. Most of them are, right? And it seems to be kind of a pattern of Hamas attack. And then, hey, beg for ceasefire, right? Like
Pretty
it
much,
seems to be what the way
shoot
we
a few
go.
rockets over to
Yeah.
cause a lot of terror and havoc, and then
Yep, cause
Try to-
some havoc. I mean, they're right next to each other, right? So it's the PLO in Israel. The PLO is the
well, they got the West Bank,
yep,
where Jerusalem is, and then Gaza
the
Strip
Gaza Strip on the
is
on the
where
coast.
Hamas is actually headquartered, according to what I researched, in Gaza City. So Hamas was I think 1987 is when it was formed as a terrorist group.
Yep.
And it's like an arm of that Islamic extremist whatever. So it's like it's another.
I mean, you have Hezbollah, you have. I mean, there's all kinds of them. I mean, we can't sit here and name all the.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't. They probably.
They're not listening to us.
Oh, they're not listening to us. Okay,
No.
that's fair. That's fair.
Um,
Yeah, so those are my thoughts and then so why this time does it seem so intense is kind of why I was looking at it and then the humanitarian aspect of it I think is really kind of what and then some sadness for me, like kind of some grief I've experienced just on the responses of people that I don't know if I've ever really heard or experienced in my lifetime. And it could be that I have not been clued in as much, or it could be that we have these are super intense now. The phone, for those of you listening, is what I'm holding up in my hand.
Yep. We have news overload anymore.
Yeah,
right?
knowledge
Everything.
is burden kind of situation, and I don't know if that's if that is really probably what has driven me to kind of go look into it more than I would have in the past. But that's the part that bothered me. So just, of course, we've heard some of the stories. I'm not one to go watch videos or really read too deep into some of those because they're just, man, I have a hard time getting those out of my head to an extent.
Right. Yep.
But just, man, egregious acts of, they came in, and of course, like I said, there's a lot of like video on phone and things, but the concert where people are at, they came in and killed those guys. I mean, they took women, children, babies, grandmothers. I mean, there's some awful descriptions of what they're doing to people. And in the response of people, I would say, I guess in our generation and in the one behind us, to kind of try to pick a side, right? Where, and of course, I think we all as conservative Christians probably almost always lean towards Israel, right? And which I'm not saying we're not. I think take all that out of it, and just the act of evil that transpired, and then the fact that people are saying that they deserved it. Right. And,
Absolutely. Say that when and Hamas always, they're a terror group, so they pick on, like you said, women, children. They don't go attack Israel's military, because they know they'll lose. So same thing they did with us here in the States. They attack airplanes and innocent people that can't defend themselves. So I mean, to me, that's just being a coward. But there's going to be fighting over there forever. I mean, that's pretty biblical. But Hamas is just. It's not good. And then they hide, like Israel's trying to like clean it out. I mean, I guess there's hundreds of miles of tunnels under Israel. I'm not 100% sure on this. But that's like Hamas will like attack and then go underground and things like that. And they hide in schools and different types of churches and hospitals. So it's like they don't have any care about anybody, right?
No.
That's what's making it sick to me. And all the other countries over there hate Israel. Well, I won't say all the other countries. Several other countries hate Israel as well. So it's just a mess.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure too, and I kind of looked it up, and I guess the reason for a lot of the hate is Israel took more land, I think, than they were supposed to get, like what the UN and I think, was it Britain who controlled that area or something?
Yeah.
And
well,
so
it's like the Ottoman Empire had it, and then yeah, I mean, I looked at that as well, and it's an interesting backstory for sure. But I think honestly, and I'm gonna give a plug to another podcast that I listen to. It's called the Hard Headed Podcast. They have an episode like mid-October, and they kind of dig into this a little bit. And they actually dug in a little further than I even was willing to go do, but it was good from a couple of different perspectives. And they talked about this a little bit, and one of the hosts on that show talked about how, I mean, if you go back to biblical times, Israel did not follow through with God's commandments of the land to go. Yep. They did not put their feet everywhere that God told them to, and so you wonder if maybe part of that is just this carryover from, maybe that, like not trusting and not following through with the plan. I mean, there's a lot of thoughts there, right? They discussed it on that podcast too, but to me, you get into I think we put Israel as God's chosen people, right? That's what we talk about a lot, and it's talked about in the New Testament. And they're always going to be kind of in this conflict over there because they are, I guess just basically like foreigners in the land, right? Like almost always. Yep. Everybody's trying to take it back, and they're trying to push forward. It's just a weird situation. I think the thing for me though, and like we kind of talked about, this popped up and it happened, and it was awful. Very planned out, awful attack. When you think about telling your kids about this, like how do you approach it, right? Like how do you go after that, and how do you tell them, like, yeah, man, this is evil in the world, right?
So my kids are still pretty young. Like I'm not bringing that up to them. I mean, they're in 3rd and 4th grade.
You don't watch CNN together at night?
We never watch CNN.
I got you.
But yeah, they know there's evil, and there's people like that, and I mean, that's all I can describe it as is evil. I'm not going to get into the whole Islam religion and all of that, but when you have Jews, Christians, and Muslims all in that tight box, it's going to be it's this bomb waiting to explode.
Explosive, yeah. I think I just still go back to the human aspect of it, and just if you took all the labels away and you took all the like land situation away and all those things, man, just the act of just going and killing another human that is for all intents and purposes very innocent in the whole process, right? I mean, maybe they voted, maybe they didn't, whatever, but it doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't matter so much. And that's the part that I just, man, my heart was broken to hear people like angrily saying this is the right thing to do. Like that Hamas did the right thing.
You're talking about people in the States?
Yeah,
like
I'm
colleges
sorry,
and things like that.
I'm talking about here in America is that this is the world that I'm going to send my kids out into, right, at some point. And so like our podcast is a little focused on that. And that's the part where I've felt some like weird grief from something that I was like since 9/11. I have not felt from an act like this. I felt like that kind of pain. And it is different because it's not my country necessarily, but just the response caused me to feel pain. I did not like hearing.
I'd be curious too. I'm like, how do you have that response? What makes you think that response is okay? Where that comes from? Even there was a story in one college where some Jewish students they had to lock themselves into the library because the protesters and stuff were threatening them and stuff.
Right.
I'm like, these people have nothing to do with what's going on over there in America. They're at your same school.
Yeah.
And there's just so much hate and I'd just like to know why. Anyways,
and
right?
we see that even between black and white and other races. I mean, it's just kind of the age old story, and I just I hate to think that people don't like others so deeply because of religion, color of skin, ethnicity that they're willing to be okay with some of those stories that I heard. I just, man, that's the part that troubles me the most.
And Israel's got they're in a hard spot here too, because they're going to have to go in there and they're going to do a ground invasion or whatever.
They already started.
And innocent people are going to die.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
have died.
Yeah, they already have.
I mean, with the airstrikes and things like that. So like, I don't have the answers for how they can get rid of Hamas, if that makes sense, like without causing more pain and destruction either. So they're in a tough spot as well.
Well, yeah, I think the only thing the one thing I would tell my kids is that, hey, this will be part of a broken world, right? And I know that there's conversation about the end times and blah blah blah, right? We can. I don't either.
People say that every war over there, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I get all that, and people. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be concerned, but like my response to my kids, and I got a couple older kids, and so it has come up, is that what does God command us? God commands us to love Him above everything else, and then love our neighbors as we love ourselves, right? And so if we're doing those two things, and we look through the biblical lens at all of these, then we have some response, and more times than not, it's love, right?
Yep.
And so going a little further with that, if we're good, I mean, you got anything in depth on the whole situation, or I know there's a lot of kind of theoretical. We threw it out there. We just didn't want to ignore it. Shoot, man. By the time this is out, who knows? It might be over.
Or worse,
right? Israel is, oftentimes we've seen it goes quick.
But I will say what does scare me this time is there's other countries that are backing Hamas, and you got Hezbollahs over there. They're another terror organization, and Iran hates them and us. And
is that the one on Lebanon side, right
the
there,
north?
Right?
Yeah. So they all hate Israel. Like, again, I said that earlier. Most of them hate Israel. Most of them hate us, and we're putting battleships over there. And I'm like, I don't know what the right answer is.
Yep.
But
it's like ongoing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But I don't want U.S. troops over there either, because that's just we don't need that either.
Yep.
It's just a bad situation overall.
Yeah, and it's prayer, right? I mean, it's prayer. And so, like, we talked through that, and we want to pray for not just Israel, but the Middle East, like you mentioned, the folks living on the Gaza Strip that, like you said, the Hamas are elected in power, but they've also, like, once they were elected, like, canceled. I think they've canceled all other elections since, right? So, like, who knows if they actually obtained power correctly, and then it does seem like they're willing to hold it, right?
And
no matter what.
And to go back a little bit, you were saying people over here, like the college students, things like that, they have honestly, I don't think they have any idea what they're talking about. They have no idea what Hamas is, and they don't even stand for the same things that these students are standing for.
Yeah.
So they're they don't have the knowledge about it, so.
Yeah, and in the response to that, like that's what I think about is the kids growing up in the world where it's just a little easier to see that response than it was when I was 16. I can remember like my grandparents always watched the news, and I can almost always Gaza Strip. You know what I mean? Like it's something I can remember from even my childhood at their house on the news, right? You just constantly hear it, world news tonight, whatever. And it's Gaza Strip. Hey, you know, that what it is kind of what it is, and it just sucks. It just sucks. So, well, with that, I kind of wanted to dig into some comfort, and I wanted to go to the book of Daniel, and he was also dealing with a cruddy ruler, old Nebuchadnezzar, the sweet spelled Nebuchadnezzar. And so this is Daniel 2, verse 21. I'm going to read that real fast, and I have a couple of thoughts, and we can discuss. But so this is God reveals Nebuchadnezzar's dream to Daniel, so he's going to be able to interpret the dream. And so this is Daniel's response to that. He says in verse 21, he, being God, changes times and seasons. He removes kings and sets up kings. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to those who have understanding. So, just digging into that a little bit, like I said, it's his response to God after God's allowing him to interpret the dream of Nebuchadnezzar. And so the three things that really comes out of that is that he changes, he removes, and he knows. So that's God, right? God changes whatever is changing. God removes, and God knows. And so Daniel expresses how God is in command of all things, and how God is mightier than the mighty king Nebuchadnezzar at that moment, right? And so God is in control. So even though there's crazy things going on in the world, and I mean, even in our own country, we might not always be happy with who's president, or we might not be always happy with the political situation. We know that God is in control. And so that's it. That's my thought. I'm going to throw it down because Nebuchadnezzar was a crazy bad dude, right? That had to be broken by God, and God did it, you know?
Right.
Now, did God always break the evil kings in the Bible? And does he always break the kings of this world? It does not always feel like it, but God is in control, right? And we don't know the answers ultimately, but that is one that we can lean into.
Yeah.
So
I think that's our only comfort in the broken world, is knowing that.
I agree.
Right there.
Yeah. And man, it's he's been faithful. So like the story of the Bible, right? He has been faithful. God is the one constant. When the story of man, humankind has been the opposite, right? We're fickle, we're weak, we're selfish. We turn away from him constantly. And ultimately he put Jesus in the gap between us and him so that we can have that relationship. So
And I feel like we always want that like 40,000 foot view, you know, what's going on. And that's just another reason to build trust and faith in him that, you know, he's got it. So God's got it. And, you know, put your faith and trust in that and just go with it. That's it.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. Yeah. So happy Halloween.
Yeah.
You guys got anything else?
No, I'm good.
That was pretty good. I mean, you know, we showed you how much of an expert we are on the Israel conflict, so that was good. And
minute.
I don't know if anyone's an expert on it, honestly.
I'm sure there are.
People think they're experts, but I mean,
hard
not.
man.
Maybe some of the journalists have been reporting on this conflict for the last 20, 30 years.
Maybe we can get them on.
Yeah. We'll call up Fox News.
Do you think our listeners
would get anybody?
Our 10 listeners would get bored to death, or do you think they would enjoy that?
I think we have like 25 listeners.
Okay. I don't
know.
You think they would like George Kittle or journalists covering the Israel?
We probably should start with George Kittle.
I like it. I agree. All right. Well, guys, if you're good, I'm good. I'm done.
Good.
That was a good one.
Good.
All right. We'll wrap that one up. We'll talk to you guys later.